Hello and welcome back to Fatal 12, where we are currently in the middle of Miharu's worst nightmare. As people she knows from her out-of-work life has shown up at her doorstep at work. So, this is still during the arc where we are playing as Miharu more than Rinka. So we might as well just get through it, find out all the information we need. So yeah, let's go. Miharu ends up being left in charge of them due to their language barrier. I'm not sure what you two are thinking, but this place isn't for the likes of you. We only welcome masters who are sad, disgruntled excuses. What? Who are sad, disgruntled excuses for people that somehow have ridiculous expectations of girls they've never once interacted with in their lives. What are your thoughts on the special pancakes, Federico? You're paying, so get whatever. Boy, do I feel uncomfortable here, though. Let it be known that I hold a grudge against you for my entire life. If you purchase anything on here, scale. Oh, so they've got a booze menu as well. You fine with beer? This can't be happening. A full hour later, Miharu sees them off, her face bright red with embarrassment all the while, of course. Scale showed her absolutely no mercy, even making her cast a tasty spell on his food. The last person to order it was Sophia, but that hardly compared to the sheer humiliation she felt at this time around. Scale knew that maids' cafes were all about. Okay, he knew what they were about. But the bigger issue was Federico. The grin on his face as she struck that pose made her want to choke the life out of him right there and then. The fun and games only lasted until they got their bill, though. After that was sorted out, Skill quietly told her they had come to the usual place. He could have just phoned her or texted her, but instead chose to come all this way, and with Federico to boot. Bonding experience, I guess. I mean, I guess it's a good thing Odette didn't show up. She would have ate the whole place out of house and home. She couldn't help but feel there was a connection between this and both of their secrets. It's 3 days in a row I've come here now. Someone's going to catch on to me eventually, you know. Frederick and Scale are already here by the time Miharu arrives. As expected, Odette is nowhere to be seen. Your sources may be handy, but your actions today were wholly inappropriate, Scale. She may have a smile on her face, but there's nothing but hostility towards him underneath. Sorry, just want to experience some Japanese culture while I'm here. It'd be a waste otherwise. I made sure to check it out with... What? I made sure to check out the other waitresses, but you're the cream of the crop, for sure. Trust me on this one. It's not a compliment. Can I go home? I'd rather not put up with this regardless of whatever bomb you're about to drop. Miharu makes it clear that she has no time for jokes. She refuses to order anything today. She does not even sit down before continuing. Tagging along with Scale was your one-way ticket to get away from Odette. I take it. She clearly has you on a short leash. You looking for a fight? Calm down, both of you. Judging by your attitude, Miharu, I assume you've realized why I called you over here. Miharu freezes for an instant. She takes a moment to reflect on it. After all, she must remain one step ahead of her own expectations. Miharu's pupils widen as she reaches a conclusion. The elimination of Odette Malcolm. That was why you really brought me into this alliance, isn't it? That keen mind of yours makes me glad I did so. You know how dangerous she is. Like I said before, people let their guard down when they're forced on something. Are focused. I don't know why I thought forced. I was so confused. But I think that would, if anything, that would have the opposite effect. I was so The more focused you are on it, the less aware you are of your surroundings. You're the only one here capable of taking advantage of that. There's no way she'd ever let that happen around me or Scale. Isn't it a bit early for you to reveal your master plan? Nope, this is the perfect timing, in fact. You're probably thinking that you can't match her, right? I doubt anyone would deny her strength, and yeah, she is strong and she is smart. But that's precisely why it's dangerous to resign yourself to her. She's undoubtedly wicked at heart, but there's something about her that makes you forget. We figured it'd be best to tell you before she gets into your head. Think about it for a second. Divine selection, but without either her or Alan, sounds simpler, right? I guess Frederico's the lesser of two evil. I don't know if he's lesser of two evils, but he's definitely the weaker of two evils. You're overestimating me far too much if you think I'm capable of gathering any information on her. Well, us two already have a good idea of her cause of death. Give us another few days and we'll be able to get the card out of it, although we'll have to figure out a way to do it without her knowing. All you need to do is find out her regret. If you feel bad about doing so, then don't force it. Just remember that we're doing this because she's evil. This makes our actions just. There's no hesitation in Scale's voice. Miharu casts her gaze down, presenting herself in deep thought. As she does so, laughter begins to leak out of her mouth. Our actions are just, you say. Sorry to break it to you, but we're just as evil as she is, every last one of us. It's all the same to me, though. I'll embrace that fact, because my end goal will never change. Part of her laughter comes from the massive collapse of tension. The wall she thought to be insurmountable has already begun to show cracks. Just as they've already gotten the idea of her cause of death, Miharu comes across clues regarding her regret. Turning those clues into cards shouldn't prove too difficult with Scale's help. What's most hilarious, however, is that Scale, who is willing to betray her dead immediately after forming an alliance, has no idea that Miharu possesses his cause of death card. Situations like this don't happen on a daily basis, and that is why Miharu finds herself laughing hysterically. Her sudden change in attitude seems to perplex Federico. Did she lose a few screws or something? How rude. Surely I'm allowed to laugh when I find something funny. Anyway, I fully intend to playing my part in this alliance, of course only under the condition that you remains our first and foremost priority. I figured you'd say that. No objections here, of course. It's all for a just cause. He extends his right hand, hoping that Miharu to shake it. Miharu does not respond in kind, however. Instead, she turns her back to him. The dim light in the bar shimmers off her long, sleek hair. I'm sure this goes without saying, but try not to mess with things up for us. It'd be pathetic if the entire plan backfired on you. No need to worry. I've been waiting for this opportunity ever since I teamed up with her. All I gotta do is go through with it now, whether or not she catches on. Congratulations on growing a backbone, I guess, Federico. Miharu exits the bar by the time Federico finishes his explanation. Exclamation? Miharu finds herself staring into the Linehouse. I'm going to keep saying it every time. From outside, once again. The nighttime summer breeze caresses her. The line between good and evil doesn't matter for us. All that matters is I pull through for your sake. That said, she makes her way back home. Friday already. I muttered to myself. I never accepted my grand's offer in the end. Not because I figured I'll be on my own. I'll be fine on my own. I just lacked the motivation and energy to pack and travel the distance required. I probably would have gone if someone packed for me and she came to pick me up. I might just be a shell of a human at this point. And then the front buzzer rings. I ignore it. It rings again. I ignore it again. But it doesn't stop ringing. It annoys me to the point where I actually go and answer it. Cut it out already. Rennie. Hi, Mao. The sheer volume of the voice from the speaker causes my body to jolt backwards. That, in turn, causes me to miss the ideal opportunity to cut them short. The person on the other side, at the end, takes this as their chance. Rennie, open up. I'm not sure why Ma's here, but I'm not in the mood to see her. But at the same time, I don't have it in me to ignore her. I guess a part of me figures she's here to cheer me up. Thank you, Mao. Been a while, Rennie. You sure aren't dressed to impress her? I think this is the first time we've actually seen you outside beside the actual Golden Week. Mao gives her honest opinion of my current state. I know she's right too. My hair's a mess and I'm wearing pajamas. What's wrong with wearing pajamas? I've at least been taking baths and brushing my teeth, so I shouldn't look like complete filth. Somehow it feels way longer than 4 days since we last saw each other. I don't think we've ever been apart for this long before. It's been a while since I was last at the Lion House, too. I think the last time was just before Golden Week, when I came with Now. Oh, did you watch that show yesterday? Honestly, I wasn't expecting those two to kiss. There's no need to beat around the bush. I know you're hurting as much as I am. More importantly, why are you even here? Can't keep any secrets around you, can I? Ain't it obvious? I just wanted to see you. I got worried because you kept ignoring my calls and stuff. I felt like I was about to lose you too. Well, let's get some coffee. Are you fine with the cafe at... what? I'm fine with cafe oulat? Late? I don't know. I don't speak French. I think I'll go with some proper coffee today. But make sure there's plenty of milk and sugar in it. I tend my hair before heading back to the kitchen. Most thoughts and feelings about coming here are clear just by the look on her face. I may not have the energy or motivation, but that's irrelevant when I'm in the kitchen. You're a pro the moment you enter the kitchen. My grand's words have stuck with me even now. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't even made any coffee in a few days. It's not that long, really, but I don't think I've ever gone this amount of time without brewing anything. I don't think I've gotten any worse. No matter what condition I'm in, my body remembers what to do. Here you go. I guess it's your turn. Yeah, we've seen everyone else in the seat. Ooh, smells nice. I see you've re-engaged mess mode by untying your hair again. Mao may seem to be acting normally, but I can tell she's only about half as lively as she usually is. Blah. Bitter. One tiny sip is all she takes for her to grimace from the taste. She wastes no time in dumping 4 more sugars and extra milk into the cup after all. Not a moment of hesitation at all. Well, it's fine by me. I'm not particularly fussy about how people prefer their coffee. The Lion House is meant to be a second home for its customers. Why do something here when you don't like it at home? Sure is purring outside her. Both of us quietly count raindrops as we drink our coffee. Time passes slowly, as though in contrast to the tempo of the rain. The droplets cling to the tree leaves. What? Accentuate. Probably is the best guess I can have to pronouncing it, even though it's pronouncing. Leaves accentuate their beautiful green color. It's kind of funny how the rain will stop every now and then, but I can't stop crying over what happened. Voice is almost hushed enough to be drowned out by the rain. She is right, though. I spent every day in tears. And there seemed to be no end to them. Is there a reason you're blaming yourself for what happened? Huh? How do you? Rinka wants to ask how Mao knows. After all, the only person she ever talked about you was Miharu. Regardless, she offers a simple explanation for the facts. Mao shouldn't know anything about divine selection, let alone the fact that Naomi got caught up in it. I know you just as well as you know me. You might have been there when it happened, but it does mean it's your fault. There's no reason for you to blame yourself for, for not being able to save her. The only person at fault is the culprit. You don't need to beat yourself up. The grief you feel over losing her is enough. It wouldn't have happened if I hadn't taught her how to brew coffee. That is true, I guess, to some extent. It's my fault for making her go through with her class's plans for the culture festival. I mean, that's not entirely, you know. If I hadn't spoke to her that day in the library, she might have been still alive if she never met me. That's not entirely true either. This is what I've been telling myself over and over again. Doing so has become part of my daily routine. Don't say that, Rennie. Not after all this time we've spent together. Me, you, Miharu, and now Rin. Whether we're chatting here or going to the theme park, I honestly had so much fun when we were together. You're just smearing those memories we made together by saying that. I don't want that. Not when I treasure them so much. I just wish we could have spent more time together. We made plans to go somewhere after the culture festival. That's why you should let yourself grieve instead of blaming yourself. Don't be upset that you couldn't save her. Be upset that you can't spend more time with her. My memories with Naomi. Those memories aren't just mine. Like Mao said, those are memories we all treasure. As I said earlier, a part of me felt like I was about to lose you too. I couldn't handle that. I don't want to see you fall deeper into this hole you've dug yourself. I mean, this is going to be terrible for Mao, because no matter what, she's losing someone. Whether it be... Well, I guess no matter what, Naomi's going to come back at least. But either Rinka or Miharu are going, so we're going to be here at some point. Not necessarily here in the Lion House, but... I don't know if all you... yeah. It's not something you can get over easily. I know that because I'm in the same hole. But even then, we gotta climb out. We've still got our lives ahead of us. We're still alive. We still have our futures ahead of us. I still have the potential to achieve something, despite all that's happened. No one knows what the future holds in store. No one knows what the future holds in store for us. I won't tell you to cheer up, but at the very least, I want you to realize that you don't need to go through this alone. We can move forward together, even if we cry along the way. Thank you, Mel. Sorry, I can't hold it in anymore. Neither of us can. We both cry our hearts out. Mao's crying face is all I see for a good while. Just because we're together doesn't make us feel any less sad. We can't share our pain. What happened pains each of us equally. Still, at the very least, we can weep over what we've lost together. Night has fallen by the time we settle back down. Surprisingly enough, it also stopped raining. It's pretty rare at this time of the season. Oh yeah, did you know that school's back in session next week? Oh really? Check your messages. There's probably one from the school there somewhere. Anyway, no skipping classes once next week rolls around, agreed? I know, I'll see you next week. Yep, catch you later. I head back to my room after seeing Mao off. Wanting to test something, I flip on my cop book. Interesting, but, I mean, at least she's feeling better, at least. Letting it all out. Thank you, Mao. Still one of the... on the better scale of characters. Figures, I can't believe I was stupid enough to let this slip past me. Light spews forth from it, which eventually takes the form of a new card. The contents are simple. My regret. Hooray, we know what it is. It's none other than my regular life. It may seem trite, but it represents the future holds for me. I've always figured that I had no regret to speak of, but even then, I wanted to live. It takes me a while, but I finally figure out the answer that lies behind the contradiction. The lack of an answer in regards to my regret in itself, the answer I have been seeking. I want to spend more time with everyone. I want to be someone who is cherished by everyone, like my gran. I want to fall in love, just like the characters in the shoujo manga I read. I want to watch a movie that really tugs at my heartstrings. I want to get better at making coffee. I want to make food worth serving here. I want to go to college. I want to grow old enough to drink. So many desires, so many wishes, so many possibilities. So your desire, I guess, your regrets for dying early is that you didn't get to experience anything of life. There's still so much I want to do, so things I haven't even realized yet. My regret is tied to the idea that what's for me in life, who I'll become, what I'll achieve, all of it. Thinking or worrying about what marching forward is, to me, an integral part of my daily life. And that's not something I'll abandon so easily. I press the new card against my chest as I think of it. That never expected Mao, of all people, to be the one to console me. Why? She's clearly the only one who's actually smart enough, emotionally speaking, to do anything about anything. Miharu's all logic. You're just the leader. Naomi was the I guess the private, the new recruit. So that leaves, Mao as the actual, the glue, the moving force. I can't even stifle my laughter. For the first time in a while I've been able to laugh. My actions from here on out are tied to my future. I'm the only one with the ability to achieve this limitless potential that awaits for me. Who else could do that besides me? There's also one thing though. One thing I have to achieve immediately. I'm going to bring Naomi back. I throw my fist up toward the ceiling. Mao said it's fine for me to grieve, but I don't have that luxury. Nor do I have the luxury to sit around and blame myself. I'm currently balancing the boundaries of fate itself. Now is the time to face forward and act. I need to eliminate you. Not because of what he said. This is entirely of my own will. I'll take my life back with my own hands. Wait for me, Naomi. Is my life worth casting aside for the lives of others for? What? Is my life worth casting aside the lives of others for? Okay, cool. Makes more sense. Gotta read it slower. I still don't know that answer. But I know that I'm the one who will shape my own future. Electing you is a must. His elimination should undo Naomi's death. His entire attack at the school should be undone at that. But doesn't that mean that you will have just spent a week not at school, or would you have done that and just not remember it due to having the memories of the time that you didn't go to school? Okay. As much as I don't want to remember the scene, his decision to kill with his own hands may have been for the sake of leaving that possibility open for me. Had the explosion or fire been her cause of death, things may have been tweaked so that she ended up dying in an accident or something similar. He made a thorough preparation for me to kill him. The only issue is that I only have his name and cause of death since his regret card disappeared. Can't just eliminate him and leave it at that, either. What secrets are hidden within the memories he regained? Why is he so desperate for me to elect him? Only after I learn more about him do I plan to elect him. Not so I can sympathize with him like I have until now. He's the person responsible for taking Naomi's life. The fact won't change, no matter what. Just then the buzzer goes off again. We don't get customers around this time, so Mao must have left something here. Little do I know what's in store for me when I push the button for the speaker. It's either going to be Alan or Odette. Odette. Yo, you doing business here? Oh, are we? If only it would have been Mao. It said it's number 11. I am all for this. More frightening by the prospect of what will happen if I ignore her, I decided to let her in. I wouldn't be surprised if she busted down the door if I hadn't. Not bad for a bad little cafe you got here. Honestly, I would offer a drink. But then again, she would want booze, which we don't really do. She seems far more bulky up close than I saw her when she was at Shigetsugu's house. The extent of which she stands out in a cafe like this doesn't help. Judging by how she hasn't assaulted me yet, I can only assume that she's got other business here. Don't only take a matter of seconds for her to render me helpless at this distance. There's the only one silver lining here. Sorry, kid. Isn't this your bedtime? No. Been near 2 weeks since we saw each other in the real world. How have you been? Why are you here? Oh, come on. Why has everyone got to be so vigilant around me? At least that Miharu girl's a bit more friendly. Miharu, did you do something to her? Her having taken Miharu hostage is the first thing that pops into my head. That can't be it though. We fooled everyone into thinking that we'd had a falling out with our little exchange at the Court Fate. Aha. Guess you two are still buddies after all. Doesn't seem like you know what she's up to by judging by your action though. Can't blame you. Most people would be crushed if their underclassman friend died. You don't what? You don't look like a broken person though. I assume you've gotten over it. Alan said she's the type of person to reach conclusions through situational evidence. He was dead on. He was able to snatch the answers from me just by talking and judging my reactions. Doesn't help that I'm feeling pressured by her. Sitting upright in situations like this makes one seem more confident. That's what my gran always used to say. I'll ask one more time. Did you do something to Miharu? That's the spirit. I ain't interested in talking to people who's shaking in their boots. Let me ask you then. Do you think the gal's weak enough to let such a thing happen? Not at all. She's far stronger and resolute than I can ever be. Good answer, kid. I'm Odette Malincon. Here's hoping to the admission enough. What? Here's hoping that admission's enough to ease the tension. That said, my card book begins to glow. Eventually, the light takes form with her name card. Why would you? I'm only here to talk things out with you. Giving you my name doesn't put me at any disadvantage. Cool. Nice to meet you, I guess. Even though we know about you, I guess. Besides, I can tell you don't have any of my cards yet based on how frightened you were before. That being the case, giving you my name seems like the good way to establish some trust, yeah? I don't plan on telling you mine. No need to worry about that, Shishimai Rinka. Though you probably figured out I knew it by now, considering I found this place. Just as she says. In fact, it'd be odd for someone to find out my name along with the Linehouse. Well, it's clear that you're not here to raid this place like you did Shigetsugu's home. Hey, that's what I've been trying to say all along. Let me put it like this. I'm here to help you. Here to help me? I'm sorry, but jokes don't suit you. No need to be so reserved. You might want to eliminate you, but right now, you don't have the means. Let me explain from the top. Mind getting me some coffee? You drink coffee? Oda takes a seat at one of the tables without giving me so much as a glance. I mean, she is a customer. She's just not a paying one. I don't think I've got any other option, so I make some for the both of us. A very unexpected CG. Why is it always Odette with unexpected CGs? Oh man, tastes pretty damn good. You're working pretty hard despite your age, huh? That's what I like to see. She stands and stretches after tasting her coffee. Then what's the point of sitting down? Either way though, I guess that'll be where we call it. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully I can see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.